well over 5 inches. Holy mackerel. Folks, best I've ever grown. Let me just tell you how I grew them. So they've fallen over. Now a lot of this, some of them fell over because of all the wind we had. And yes, the rest of my tub garden, and that's what I call this, my tub garden. Rest of those are grown up and need to be done, need to be dealt with. I need to burn that off. But let me show you what I've grown in these raised beds. Now what these are, just a quick disclaimer. I can't get any more of these, got them out of business, but it's a fiberglass tote or tub. They're about 20 inches wide and about 40 inches long, and I've got 13 in a row here. So about a 50-foot row, something like that. And I filled it with, years and years ago, filled it with compost and peat and goodies like that, potting mix and stuff. And over the years I've added to it, I've added potting mix and whatever. The bottoms are cut out of them so the roots can go down on all this. I grow corn in them, I grow peas in them. I've grown tomatoes, just about everything in them. They just do a fantastic job of growing stuff, but they also grow a lot of weeds, and as you can see, I've got problems. Anyway, this is the biggest, juiciest, sweetest, oh my gosh, they're sweet, onions I have ever grown. I'm gonna pull a bunch of them. I'm gonna pull all of them, but I'm gonna show you a few of them here. That is a big onion. That is not the biggest onion. Let me find something. I saw a monster down here. And this is that dadgum morning glory. And I tell you what, you just can't get rid of that. Somebody told me that the roots on this stuff is 30 or 40 feet long, and you just can't really get rid of it without spraying it with something hard and heavy. That might be the biggest one. I mean, well, let me just get that gum tape and show you. That's 4.5 inches, maybe more. It's right at 5 inches, 4 3/4, 5 inches. The one next to it ain't no slouch either. And you can see they're just barely in the ground. And what I did, I really didn't fertilize these that much, but I covered them. This is all just an old 2-year-old chicken litter, which is pine shavings that just come from the store, a bag of pine shavings, and where I had my chickens. And it's just pine shavings and 2-year-old chicken poop. But that right there, same way. It's 5 inches. But I'm telling you something, folks. Oh my gosh, that might be it. That might be it. I got a kettlebell in the house that I work out with that ain't that big. Holy mackerel. That is well over 5 inches. Holy mackerel. Folks, best I've ever grown. Let me just tell you how I grew them. I didn't pre-fertilize, but I put down some Haas 20-20-20 water soluble, the blue stuff. I just tablespooned it down in there, maybe a couple of tablespoons, and then watered it in real good as I was planting, or maybe shortly after I planted, probably was. When I got them, they were dry. It was late. It was like late February. Look at that monster right there. Oh, that's a 25-foot tape measure sitting next to it. And all of them aren't big. That's a hardball size, hardball. But the rest of them, and that's a little dinky one. That's probably as big as a silver dollar, something like that. But the vast majority of them, as you can see, are huge. Are they award winners? I would put them up against anything anybody's got as far as sweetness. It's like eating an apple, and real juicy, and that's why we're pulling them today, because you don't want something that's that juicy, full of water, to try to store. You need to dry them out. So what I'm doing today, I'm gonna come through here, and I'll just set up the camera and do a quick run through, just pulling them all up, and then I'm just gonna leave them laying. Just pull them like this, and just leave them like that. Leave them laying. Turn them on their side. Look at that. That is just massive. Oh my gosh. When I bought these at the feed store, the owner there that I know pretty well told me, he said, now, you need to hurry up and get those in the ground, because it was late. I mean, they were dried out. They'd been sitting in his place probably for 2 months or a month at least. And so I said, yes, sir, I will. Came home that day, I think, and put them in the ground. Did the little fertilization with the 20-20-20. Didn't have a lot, so I didn't use a lot. And then came back on top of them with this chicken litter when they started getting green, when you could tell they took hold, when the leaves started getting green, because like I say, they didn't look good. In fact, I had to replant half a dozen of them or so, because they just didn't make it. They looked terrible when I put them in the ground. I didn't think I was gonna make any onions this year. And I came back twice with some ammonium sulfate, I believe it was, that I get from Hoss Tools, and just dressed right down the middle. Now, I showed you the other day the drip system I've got. It's not really drip. Let me turn it on. I don't want them to have any more water, but I turned it on for you because I love you, you know. Here's my timer. And it's just a 3/4 PVC pipe with some holes drilled in it. The holes were drilled with just a little finished nail I used as a bit in a drill. And I've got probably about every 12, 13 inches, there's a squirter. There's a hole. And go ahead and turn it off, because like I say, I don't want them to really get any water. We're here to dry them out, not to make them juicier. But let me pull them. I've got a place to dry them. I'll show you the place I'm going to dry them. It's what I use every year, but I'm not going to put them there right now. I've got the golf cart loaded down with stuff, and I'm just going to leave them laying here in the sun. They don't need to be in the shade right now. I think they really need the sun and wind, and we're not supposed to get any rain for several days. So they'll lay here probably, I don't know, a week, something like that, maybe more than that. If I see rain coming, then I'll put them in their place. But let me pull them, and then I'll show you where I dry my onions for real long-term storage. So let me pull these up. You check it out. And again, that might be my biggest one ever. I don't know. I've grown some big ones, but that's pretty dadgum close. I'll cut the stems off about 3 or 4 inches long, like so, and they'll dry better. This will dry out. I'll tell you what, that's a good looking onion. I hide behind that thing almost. Let me go show you where my final drying space is, where I dry them long term. So this is where I dry my onions, and it's outside, but it is under roof, so they can't get wet. If we do get a rainy spell, they're not gonna get wet. I'll put as many as I can on top, but shoot, that's gonna cave that top in. And this is just an old rabbit cage. It's got it had 3 compartments. I took the dividers out, and I spread them out, try not to let them touch. All over the bottom and all over the top, whatever I have room for. I should be able to get them all in there. Now, probably 130 onions, because there's 10 in each of those raised beds, each of those tubs, and I got 13 tubs in that row, so around 130, 25 or 30. We've already pulled over a half dozen of them and eaten them. But they'll dry here. I'll put them in here in a week or 2, depending on the weather and if we get in a rain pattern. And I'll put them in here and let them dry. And I've put them in the barn before, but this works just as well. It's hot in the barn, it's hot out here. And they got plenty of airflow underneath. There's nothing to stop it. This is where I have, like I say, I used to raise rabbits in them, but this is where I had the pullets when the tornado came. Had that full of, I guess, 10, 12 pullets. And so the last doo-doo that went in there was pullet doo-doo, and I cleaned out my chicken pen, got all that goodie out of it, and then of course they were just raining down poop on the wood chips that were in here. Still got quite a bit of it, and I'll use it for something else. I put this on my blackberries, my new blackberries in the earth boxes, and as you saw the other day, they're going absolute crazy. So anyway, so that's where that's their final home, is to dry right there. I've been saying for years, the best onions I've ever grown were right here, and they had nothing but compost on top of it. Store-bought, bagged compost on top of it, about 1 inch deep. Well, this time I put my own compost, the composted chicken litter, and they're, I think, bigger and better and sweeter than then. So this is going to be my banner year. This is going to be the year that I talk about from now on, I think. Let me know down in the comments what yours look like this year, how you raised them. You know, if they're in raised beds. I did raised beds last year, one of my Vajayga raised beds last year, and grew some beautiful onions. They weren't this big, weren't this sweet, and weren't as many of them because I didn't plant that many, but they did. Raised beds do a good job. That's what these are. These are raised beds. They're not. It's not a wicking tubs. It's not anything like that. Like I say, the bottoms are cut out of them, and of all of these, and I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of 13, whatever that is, 90 something. I don't do math, so y'all, somebody help me out here. But anyway, let me know in the comments what yours look like, how they're doing, and if you've pulled them yet. Some of y'all South Texas people, some of y'all Zone 9 and 10 folks, y'all probably done pulled y'all's and are just waiting to eat them or sell them or store them or dry them or something. But make sure you dry them. They don't need to store. They won't store well while they're still wet. So get them up out of the ground, turn them over, and let that sun hit them for a week or so, and dry them out. Dry them out. Get your onions dry before you put them in their final resting place. Well, I guess final resting place would be my belly, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. All right, we about onioned out. This is really, really nice. Big surprise this year to see them grow this well. Even amidst all the dang jungle I've got around them here that needs to be cut down, burn off, and everything else, these onions did great because they're in a contained environment. It is a closed environment. It is a raised bed. One reason I like containers, one reason I like raised beds, you can just control the stuff better. You can just control what comes in, what goes out. Rain washes away some big gardens and stuff like that, and rain just does not wash this away. So, good stuff. Hope you got yours going. Let me know. All right, we're gone.